most of my living right now is making bird watching videos online, so it's worked out really well.
I'm gonna put you on the spot real fast. What are we hearing right now?
That squeak over us is an American robin. I was hearing a northern cardinal over there whenever we first started setting up.
Yeah.
And when I first got here, we had several American goldfinches in the parking lot and an eastern meadowlark, which was pretty cool. You don't hear those a lot anymore. Is this where all the fairy tales come to an end? Is this the end? They are the bluest blue you can imagine.
Yeah.
It's a Blue Angels jet blue.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
But a painted bunting is like, you remember those Lisa Frank pencils we used to get? You know what I'm talking about? I mean, the males are so colorful. It's like a bird in a clown suit.
The award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, for listening. We've got a great show lined up for you today. We are still, once again, at the Discovery Park of America. Now we're outside with the beautiful trails here and the village that we got behind us and the ponds and all the fun stuff that's going on. People are having a great time, and Miss Amy Spencer has helped me co-host today, and thanks for jumping in with us.
Now we're playing in the rocking chairs.
Yeah, I love this setup here. We should do this more often, rocking in the breeze on the porch. For this show, we have Ranger Keith with us. If y'all have followed Wildcast for a while, you saw he was on a show not too far back, and he said we got to have him back. We're in his neck of the woods now, so have him back, and he's going to play a few songs. We're going to talk outdoor birding. So, yeah, thanks for being here. It was a blast last time we had you in studio, but we were reminiscing a little bit, saying, it's probably better to be outside for this show so we can hear some birds and kind of talk about what we're seeing.
Picked a great day. You did the right paperwork for the weather, I guess.
Yeah, I talked to the man upstairs. So
He paid extra.
we got the right weather, and it's going to be a fun conversation. But for those who didn't see the first show, Keith, remind us who you are and kind of give us an update of what you've been up to here lately.
Yeah, I'm Keith Paluso. Came in, what is it, like February that I came on?
Yeah, it was a little while back, yeah.
Yep. Talked about birds, but I'm a former Tennessee State Park Ranger. I worked with Tennessee State Parks for about 10 years. And then in 2018, I had a chance to kind of change up careers a little bit, and went on a TV show called The Voice, and went to the semifinals in that show, and then got picked up with a band called Blood, Sweat, and Tears, which is like a jazz fusion band that's about twice as old as me.
Great group, though. Those are awesome guys.
So much fun. And I toured with them for from 2019 up until December of last year.
Okay.
My wife and I have a little boy who's 5, and I was kind of ready to come off the road and be a dad for a while. So, but now I make most of my living right now is making bird watching videos online. So it's worked out really well.
Well, remind folks where they can go find those bird videos and a little bit about what they're going to see when they get there.
Yeah, sure. So most of my content is talking about birding by ear and how to learn bird calls and things like that. And kind of the meat and potatoes of it is, and this is kind of something I started during the pandemic when everybody was really stressed out, was just being able to get outside and sit somewhere quiet and just kind of be there and use it as a meditation practice or whatever. But you're just learning the bird calls around you and kind of just using that as your own little quiet time. And so that's kind of the backbone of everything I do. So it's super lucky to get to just talk about stuff that I like to be a nerd about all day.
Yeah. I guess being a park ranger, you have the wildlife degree or some type of degree that was focused on wildlife. Is that right?
Sure.
That kind of led to that?
Went to UT Martin right down the street.
Right down the street.
And majored in environmental biology over there. And had some great professors. Dr. Tom Blanchard over there. Dr. David Pitts was the ornithology professor. He's since retired, but really got me fired up about birds back then, and I never stopped. When I went to school, I wanted to major in biology, but I was actually doing a reptile and amphibian survey of reelfoot for a couple of years as my undergrad research. I had no interest in birds whatsoever, and then Dr. Pitts just kind of flipped a switch on me, and
It's amazing how some of
fascinated.
those professors can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah. And well, we just had Eric on a show, and he
Eric
said he knew
Rosenthal.
you. Yeah, Rosenthal said he's their snake guy here. So
Yeah.
y'all have crossed paths, I guess.
He's a brilliant birder too.
Okay.
Yeah,
He didn't notify us on that.
I mean, Eric's brilliant just in many ways, but he's a great birder too. But he loves herps, man. It's what he's all about.
Yeah, he's very passionate.
yeah.
You can kind of tell.
Yeah. You get him started, and it's a fun conversation
Great
for
guy.
sure. Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot real fast. You may have to pull your headphones off. But what are we hearing right now? Do you hear any?
Oh, it's 1:15 in the afternoon. It's like 85 degrees out, so it won't be the same as if it was like 6 a.m. But we'll see what we get. I got a weed eater.
A weed eater. Yeah.
That squeak over us is an American robin. I was hearing a northern cardinal over there whenever we first started setting up.
Yeah.
And when I first got here, we had several American goldfinches in the parking lot, and an eastern meadowlark, which was pretty cool. You don't hear those a lot anymore.
It sounds like that robin is right here.
Right over right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll come back. Maybe there's some more that'll come around, and we'll hear some more later.
Yeah.
But the last time you were on, you did some songs. You want to do a song to get us started?
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun to learn about your Blood, Sweat, and Tear tour and some of the things
Yeah.
you were doing with those guys and your time on The Voice. And we always love music on Wildcast. So
Well, thanks.
Imagine that.
yeah. A few drummers in the house, or a drummer and a guitarist.
Yeah. It's hard playing in a room full of musicians. I'll play the saddest song I know.
Okay, good way to get us started.
This well, I'd plan on doing a sad one and a fun one, like a funny one.
We'll finish off with a fun one.
Yeah.
So this one's off my last album. My wife and I just celebrated 10 years of marriage in May. And I had a dream one night a couple years ago that it was just going kaput. And I wrote a song about that sort of feeling, and I feel like it's relatable for some people. This is called Fairy Tale. I see your face as you open up the door. Lines around your eyes, but you don't laugh much anymore. We don't talk too much about it. We don't talk too much at all. We just pay our bills and then collapse. The weekend comes and goes. Is this what you wanted? Baby, is this the happy ever after that we planned? Is this forever? Baby, is this where all the fairy tales come to an end? Is this the end? I remember the first time you said you loved me. You said it may sound crazy, but I knew what you were gonna say. And I know I haven't always been heroic, but is there anything worth saving? Is there anything to say? Is this what you wanted? Baby, is this the happy ever after that we planned? Is this forever? Baby, is this where all the the fairy tales come to an end? Is this where all the fairy tales come to an end? Is this where all the fairy tales come to an end? Is this the end?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks, man.
I loved it. I love the artistic, just the pauses and the way that song was written and the music too. It's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
that's
Thanks.
cool. That's cool. Well, and I was recording that too over. I had to get some good video of that from this angle too. But anyway, before all that, we were talking about before the show a new book that you're working on, or a journal. So tell us what's going on there. That sounds really cool.
So when you asked me to come on the show, you were like, "Hey, bring some new songs and play them," and I was like, "I don't have any new songs." It's because for the past year or so, I've been working on a book, and I've been like writing some songs here and there, but that's been my main focus here lately. I got a message last year from a publishing company that was watching my content and stuff online. They were like, "Hey, I would love for you to. I've got this idea for a book, and I'd love for you to be the one that writes it."
Oh wow!
And so it's a journal for a year of bird watching, but splits the difference between using it as a mindfulness practice and like, hey, this is some real ornithology. This is how you go bird watching, because I didn't want it to be too woo woo. You know what I mean?
Woo woo, I like that.
Yeah, you want to actually learn something here.
Yeah.
So it starts you off, and there's a strong bias in birds from the southeast because that's where I'm from. But I tried to mix it in with birds from out west too a little bit. But it highlights 6 different species of birds and kind of the role that they play in different ecosystems and kind of their life strategies or whatever. And then gives you lots of space to make your own observations, but there's basically a long intro in there where, hey, here's how you get started if you're overwhelmed with birding, or kind of starting that is something you want to do. Here are places to go, and here's the right kind of attitude you should have about it. Here's how to be respectful of other people, especially on public land and things like that. And then kind of just gives you some prompts on how to observe things, like what are you seeing, where are you going. So it's a whole year of that.
Wow.
And so I'm pretty excited about it. Put a lot of work into it.
That's cool. Yeah. That's when you say 6 species, are you looking at 6 birds period, or are we talking about more than just 6 different?
It highlights I highlight 6 species per season.
Per season. Okay. Gotcha.
Where we're going to start off in the spring, and so I'm talking about, hey, this is what should be coming in right now, and I'm trying to pick birds that will paint broad strokes on different ecological concepts, to where we're talking about like northern parulas, and then if we're just talking specifically about northern parulas, I can then kind of segue into other things with wood warblers and things like that, or talk about long-term migrants. And in the fall, we talk about shorebirds and kind of that whole shorebird migration.
Yeah.
So I'm using single species to paint broad concepts.
Very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm sure Amy knows all her birds, right?
I did at one time.
I don't have the wildlife background that you guys do, so when I get out there and I start listening, I'm like, a mockingbird?
I mean,
quail? Those are easy to spot.
We just came through the spring migration right now, too, and all of our summer birds are starting to show up. And then our spring migration, especially in West Tennessee here, there's a lot of stuff that, if you go out into East Tennessee, it might still be there all summer. It's just higher up in elevation. It's up in the mountain. But in West Tennessee, it's just going to stop and go for about 2 weeks.
So, I've been talking about the indigos. I've seen a lot of indigos here the last couple of days, and my son was like, what? And I'm like, all right, do you see this on the side of the road? We're seeing it. And then a woodpecker, I saw it every day for about 2 weeks in one spot. And I'm like, I was curious and I kept saying, I need to put the camera in the car. I was wondering what was going on, but I guess on those posts, it was getting some bugs out of those posts, and I was like, and it was just there for 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, but so every day I was like, hey, look for the woodpecker. Well, where?
So what's the trick for, what'd you say, indigo?
Yeah.
What's the trick for hearing for those, if you hear those call?
They are the bluest blue you can imagine.
So you don't need to hear them, you just see them.
Well, it's super easy to hear them too, but a lot of times you're going to see them, like if you're driving down a gravel road with some woodland edge next to you, they're going to take off from the ground, and you'll see just splash of blue from the males. But if you're not doing that, the males will find the tallest spot they can get to.
Okay.
And they make this call that's like chick, chick, bear, bear, saw, saw, wheat, wheat. And so they like babble, but they repeat each syllable. And that's kind of just the mnemonic device I use.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That sounds like a song. Maybe you could write a song with bird sounds.
I think everybody's expecting
So
that.
I will go back to the ornithology class in Dr. Beeler at UT because I'm a Knoxville grad. So I remember when we were talking, I always wanted to see the painted bunny.
Chimney swift.
Yep. So I wanted to see the painted bunny. And then I moved down here to West Tennessee, and I'm sitting at my house in Jackson one day, and I look out, and I'm like, holy cow. There's the painted bunny in the backyard. And I'm like, where's the camera? And of course, this is back in the old 35 millimeter day. So I have crappy pictures of it, but I was like, there's the one bird I wanted to see.
Yep. They're only
so
here.
excited.
They're only here for a minute too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Painted bunny.
Yeah, so the indigo bunting is as blue. I know you guys can't see it, but there's a Blue Angels jet back there.
Yeah.
It's a Blue Angels jet blue.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
But a painted bunting is like, it's almost, you remember those Lisa Frank pencils we used to get?
Well, I don't know if I used to get them. Lisa Frank.
You know what I'm talking about though? I mean, the thing is, the males are so colorful. It's like a bird in a clown suit.
Yeah, it's
so
almost looks like you
colorful.
dip parts of it in different colors.
Bird book.
Yeah, you got a bird book right here.
Let me get this simply got it.
So, I mean, it was just, that was the one bird when I was at Knoxville. I was like, man, I really, really want to see one. But you need to come. You had to be in Shelby County. It was pretty much the only place you were going to see it. And I thought, I'll never get to see one. And I clearly remember, I look out, and it's sitting on the fence. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I was so excited. I ran and got the camera, and I was taking pictures of it. Of course, in the old days, it's before you have some of the photos that we have today. But, yeah. So we'll have to show Jason it.
All right, I'm terrible at this. Hold on.
Well, while he's flipping there, he's got these books, and we're going to touch on some of that, some of the things you need when you go birding, or some of the things that'll help.
Yeah, he's got a prime example right here. What do you see? And so there you go.
This is a painted bunting.
Oh wow, yeah.
Look at this dude.
Okay, and I said bunny. I thought you said bunny. Painted bunting.
Yep.
That's my southern coming out. Okay.
Yeah. So that's painted bunting.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the way I say it.
The female looks much more tasteful. The male is like dunked in a bucket of paint.
So
Sounds
and
Sue was
that's
a
the
better
way it is.
description.
Yeah.
For most birds, right? The males are the most colorful, correct? In most part?
For a lot of them, there's a like the term for sexual dimorphism, and then for sometimes some birds the female is more colorful, like in the case of belted kingfishers, and that's reverse sexual dimorphism.
Okay.
So the belted kingfishers the females have they're like bluish gray on their backs, white on the belly, and the female has like a rosy, rusty band across here, and the males don't have that.
Well, right now, what are some of the most common? Say if we're right there goes some birds flying. What's the most common we're going to see right now? This is the warm time of year.
I think it depends on where you are. The chimney swifts just came back, the little flying cigars, and so anywhere that's what they look like.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Anytime, if you're near buildings and stuff like that, you should be seeing and hearing chimney swifts. American robins are everywhere, but once we get into if you're going into like woodland, you're going to see the same. We talked about some in February that are year-round residents, and so you'll still see the individuals in the multi-species woodland flock that we talked about. Mm-hmm. So your same red-bellied woodpeckers, downy woodpeckers, Carolina chickadees, things like that were in a group together. Now they've kind of dispersed, and they're out breeding now. But now you should hear things like wood thrushes, which is one of my favorite bird calls of all time. It's incredible.
What's the trick on that one?
Whippoorwills are really calling at night now. Last night they were. I'm like, that's so
cool.
enjoying.
I don't get to hear those where I am, but whippoorwills and chuckwills widows are so cool. But yeah, wood thrush, one of my favorites. Just got back right now, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Just got back. Mississippi kites, super cool bird, man.
So if you, and
They just showed up like 2 weeks.
actually, I go back to one of the professors here at Union University was big instrumental in getting those, helping to reestablish the kites back in this area.
Yeah.
So I love every time I see one. I'm just like, and they are so fascinating. And then if you look, you also see the dragonflies too. There's the dragonflies. They're actually and they're eating, and it's amazing to watch them. They are like missiles in the sky.
Yep.
I love a Mississippi kite.
And when they're just kind of aimlessly looking for food, though, they're so light. Everything they do looks so effortless. They're just like a piece of paper, just kind of floating around.
Yeah.
They're so cool. They make this pew pew sound for their call. Yeah, they're real cool.
I think it's cool to listen to you talk. It's just like you can just name off those sounds, and I think it's awesome to watch your videos too.
Thanks, man.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I tell you what, let's do another song. Let's do another song, and then we'll come back to some
We
of
gonna
the
do a
other-
funny one?
Yeah.
We can do. I played a sad song for the first one. I think
Let's
was
do
a funny
funny.
one. Be
Yeah.
funny. Okay. There's a little bit of a backstory.
Well, we're a
with
little
this
silly around here anyway.
good.
So.
So for this one, I haven't released this one at all. 'Cause
Uh-oh.
I've just kind of been working on this
Right here on Wildcast.
Yeah. I play it a lot live though, to where whenever I play it live, like usually the people are like, "Are you gonna play Wanda?" So it's a joke tune. But my brother and I both really love musicals, and my brother's a music teacher, and we love musicals, but we don't look or sound like the kind of dudes that would. And like getting into musicals, you'll realize quickly there aren't any like there are no redneck musicals. I don't think so.
don't-
If anybody knows one, send it to me.
Yeah.
So we were like, we should write a redneck musical. And so I started writing this tune, or several tunes that go with this one, but it's about a man named Daryl who's incarcerated. And not really for anything crazy, just wrong place at the wrong time type stuff. And he's about to get out, and he has fallen in love with a lady that works as a food service worker in the prison there.
Okay.
And he resolves to make himself a better suitor for her.
Okay.
And so that's I'm playing this.
This will be good.
So this song is called "Oh Wanda." About 300 more days of a 1 year stint, and it ain't been all that bad these couple of months in the pen. There's a lady in the kitchen, I think about her all the time. Better get my act together, maybe make her mine. Oh, Wanda, I'm a prisoner of your love. The way you're serving up them beans got me shaking in my chains, and now I can't get enough. Can I get some more, please? So yeah, I've got a record when I'm back out on the street. Gonna get my driving license, maybe take her out to eat. Gonna make her all that money to buy her all the things she wants, and maybe she'll let me show her off in every bar and restaurant. Oh, Wanda, I'm a prisoner of your love. The way you're making them sloppy joes, someday I'm gonna let you know that I love you so. And I've done my time. Oh, Wanda. Oh, Wanda. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna get me a job. Gonna work hard around the clock. Gonna wash my clothes and comb my head. I'm gonna be Wanda's man. I'm gonna get me a job. Gonna work hard around the clock. Gonna wash my clothes and comb my head. I'm gonna be Wanda's man. Oh, Wanda. I'm a prisoner of your love. The way you're making that spaghetti, just let me know when you're ready. Baby, just let me know. Just let me know, baby. Oh, Wanda. Oh, Wanda. Ooh, yeah.
ready for the musical.
I am too. I was like, I need to see that. I'd love to see that one. You promised me this is coming out, right? This will be a musical,
Someday.
right? Someday. Okay.
Someday, the greatest thing I'll ever do with my life is make a joke musical. My greatest work.
I can already see the performance. I was seeing it right there. It's like the episode of Jailhouse Rock or something.
I got a grand vision.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, so I'll think about spaghetti now. Spaghetti and sloppy joes.
Go for it.
I'm getting hungry.
Use a sloppy Joe.
So I wanted to touch on great places to go birding. Maybe we can focus on West Tennessee since we're here, and then some of the basic gear you would need. Like, what would you suggest for folks who are getting out there for the first time?
Man, what I would suggest more than anything is to start studying a little bit. And if you don't want to buy books and stuff like that just yet, that's totally fine. There are loads of resources, apps you can get on your phone. We talked a little bit about it last time.
Yeah.
Like Merlin Bird ID, eBird from Cornell Lab of Ornithology, the Audubon app. There are some that you can pay for too, but those are the three that I usually teach with because they're free.
Yeah.
And so I would practice even before you start planning, like, oh, I'm going to make this trip to Reelfoot and then we're going to go hardcore for a weekend. Try just being more aware of what's around you. And I promise you'll see like more stuff than just birds. You may learn a few other things too, especially if you start learning calls. You'll see, like, if you start learning some calls, it will interrupt conversations, like when we were talking about the chimney swift earlier, But whenever you do get started, you can go visit your parks, or you can try to fling yourself out into the wilderness. But there's plenty of stuff going on, just out and about,
like
maybe
this
even
right
in your
here.
yard. Yeah, just so be aware of the places that you're already in, and then compare them to when you get in a canoe and go out into Reelfoot, or if you're trying to go out on Ghost River or something like that. And you'll see a huge difference in not just the number of birds, but also the assemblage too, because you want to get a multiple habitat types. Like here, this is what we call parkland, or you go out into a wetland. There'll be different things there too.
That's awesome. And then binoculars are great. Book if you want to pick one up, a book is great.
Yep. I mean, I have some. But, we could.
They are good tools to have. I mean, because you're always looking. Well, you can look.
And you
don't have to have an expensive pair either of binoculars.
Right.
You could just pick up an easy pair, small.
What I normally recommend, just for people getting started, find something that's like 8x50 or 10x42. That just shows, these are dirty, it shows the level of magnification and the field of view. Don't get something that's like 12x25 because they'll be too shaky.
hard, yeah.
Yep.
I'm using Nikon Monarchs, but I'd recommend Vortex brand over just about anything else if you want to just spend a couple $100.
They make great scopes too.
Yep.
They do.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
Nice optics.
Good information. I appreciate you, Ranger Keith. It's fun. How do they find you on Instagram?
This is Keith Paluso on everything.
Okay.
I don't really check
Keith
Facebook
Paluso.
very much, but Instagram and TikTok.
All right, find him there. And real quick, I want to plug tnwildlife.org. We have a lot of bird sounds there. So click on the wildlife tab, click on birds, and there's all those sounds there. So use that as a tool as well to get acquainted with those sounds.
Yes.
And then follow Keith and just match what he does. He's got it going on.
Just send me a message. I'll help you out.
It's been fun. I appreciate it once again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Amy,
time.
thank you.
I'm just waiting on the musical.
I'm ready. I've already bought a ticket, so go check him out. This has been fun. Thanks for tuning in to Tennessee Wildcast, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.